Today, the Australian Government takes its next step in standing shoulder to shoulder with those impacted by this insidious virus. We are using the disaster payment mechanism because of its agility and speed to be able to provide dignity and respect to those that have been impacted. This is a long-held mechanism that has been proven through natural disasters and it abates any need for having to bring in any legislation through a Centrelink. So therefore we can build on the relationships, the partnerships that we have with the states, but be able to do this with speed and agility to those that need it most. To that extent, we'll be working with Services Australia to make sure that on Monday morning, those people impacted that are in the defined Commonwealth hotspot will be able to contact Centrelink and to be able to make their application. This is a well-worn path. Unfortunately, we know very well over the last couple of years from the disasters that we have faced as a nation. But as a nation, we've come through each and every one of them, and this one is another step that we'll have to take, and there'll probably be more. But what we are trying to do is to provide that speed and agility that is required to make sure that no one is left behind. And obviously, we will be working with the states to make sure that this partnership is national. And that's something I think as a nation we should be proud of, that in times of tough episodes in our nation's history, we have all come together and we have made sure that we've worked together. And this is the opportunity that the federal government has seen as we see this virus evolve, then our response is evolving. And so Centrelink is ready to go. They will have their people ready to move on Tuesday morning so that these dollars can hit people's accounts as quickly as possible. Obviously, Centrelink is making sure that they have the resources. We would have liked it to be a day or so earlier, but there are some upgrades being taken place over the weekend that were already in place to be scheduled. So therefore, it has actually been delayed a day or so. But people can be rest assured that the money will be in their account as it was during fires, floods, cyclones and bushfires.
A little while ago.
Yeah, look, I'll refer to the official definition of the Commonwealth hotspot division, the number of cases on average over a number of days. I think it's 10 average per day over 3 days, off the top of my head. But on the other matter, look, this is, I think, a very sensible and fair proposal. I've already had the opportunity to discuss it with some other premiers who consider either approach is a reasonable way to do with this. It was our hope, I'm sure it was every Premier and Chief Minister's hope, that having lockdowns for a period of greater than 7 days is not something any of us would like to see. And as a result, being able to deal with a few days, as has been the case for those post the end of JobKeeper, where those other states and territories made no request of the Commonwealth. They dealt with those in Queensland, Western Australia. And in this case, I think this is a fair way of doing it, and it's using a very, I think, practical mechanism to get the job done. And whether we do it by sharing both costs of both payments, or we apportion each payment, one to the states, one to the Commonwealth, I think they're practical ways of doing it. I don't think they need to be issues of controversy or conflict. I think we can just sort it out.